My God.
If you want to talk about
dividing this country,
it is my
I follow
time.
you on your social media posts that
It is
tear
my
this country
time
apart.
to address
There should be a
your
unifying-
falsehoods.
Oh,
You are an
you can
embarrassment
try all
to the
you
division
want
in this country.
to not
Senator,
take
it is
my
responsibility
time.
for what
You
you
had
have
your
said.
time.
Sir, you're
Your
making
time
a
is
mockery of this
over.
committee. Sir, you don't tell me my time is over.
You
The
know how
people
far
of New
we've
Jersey
come
tell me
since
what
you
my
tell-
time is.
Senator,
You can't lecture me.
You can tell me
Sir,
my time's over?
You may be the charge of the
I'm not
FBI,
going anywhere.
but I am not afraid of you, sir.
Mr. Chairman.
Not afraid of you.
So Cory Booker just made a prediction to Kash Patel's face in a Senate hearing, and the room went completely sideways. He told Patel he does not think he is going to be around much longer, that Trump cuts everyone loose eventually, that no amount of loyalty protects you when you become inconvenient. And Patel's response to that was to call Booker an embarrassment, tell him his time was up, and accuse Democrats of dividing the country, which is exactly what someone does when the argument they just heard is true and they have no counter to it. But what makes this exchange genuinely important is not the prediction or the blow-up. It is everything Booker documented before he got there. Because the picture he painted of what Patel has done to the FBI in 7 months is one of the most damning things any senator has put on the record this year. I will give you my full take at the end. Let's watch this.
How often do you speak to Stephen Miller?
Frequently on our Homeland Security task forces.
You frequently talk with Stephen Miller about subjects other than Homeland Security Task Force issues, correct?
I frequently talk to Mr. Miller about Homeland Security task forces.
Has Stephen Miller ever given you his opinions on how to run your agency?
Mr. Miller's interagency operations are invaluable to the FBI. That's what we talk about.
So you frequently discuss your job and your responsibilities with Stephen Miller and Pam Bondi, I imagine, as well.
Absolutely. She's the Attorney General.
Understood. Okay. Donald Trump promised to make us all safer. You have pushed out senior FBI agents with decades of knowledge and experience. In fact, this is the first time in FBI history that neither the director nor the deputy director have any experience with the FBI. You've shifted the agency's priorities primarily to pursuing Donald Trump's immigration enforcement agenda. According to ICE data, the Cato Institute, which is a conservative think tank, found that 20% of all agents have been diverted from their work to assist ICE immigration enforcement. 20%. Part of this operation is the work of mass law enforcement who jump out of cars, snatch people off streets at churches, schools, and their jobs and hospitals. Have there been any FBI agents who investigate crimes against children that have been assigned to immigration enforcement, yes or no?
The premise of what you say is entirely
Have there been
false.
any FBI agents who investigate
no.
foreign domestic terrorism?
You don't get to say America is not safer under this
I am
leadership.
not saying
America
that.
is
You're
safer
making
because of the work of the FBI.
You're making a presumption of premise.
4,700 children.
Sir,
we have
you
seized 6,000 weapons and
you are not
23,000 violent
denying
felons have
that
been
FBI
arrested.
agents who investigate human trafficking have been reassigned to immigration enforcement. You are not denying that FBI agents who are on the task force that fight against Russian oligarchs have not been reassigned. Public Correction Squad, reassigned. People who defend children, reassigned. You're not denying that. I've seen you time and time again attack my colleagues' premises of questions as a way to not answer the question. So let me end with this. I believe you have made our country weaker and less safe. I believe that we are more vulnerable to a major event, and I pray to God it doesn't happen. You've gutted the Bureau of Institutional Knowledge and Expertise. You fired or pushed out seasoned FBI officials, many with more than 20 years of experience, and were working on cases that were critical. You've been purging thousands of serious law enforcement officials who spent their careers keeping us safe, only to lower hiring standards in order to find anyone to replace them. And shockingly, you admitted in this hearing to Senator Coons that it would take 14 years to fill the vacancies at your agency. Many are the result of your purge. 20% of FBI agents are doing low-level immigration enforcement instead of their mission-critical work. You've disbanded entire task forces that stop election interference, foreign influence, public corruption. And who benefits from this? Well, corrupt people benefit from it. Criminals benefit from it. Vladimir Putin benefits from it. And it really makes me wonder who you're looking out for. It makes me think we can't trust you as a nation. You swear to release the Epstein files, but now you're withholding the Epstein files. You claim that you have a suspect in a serious assassination. Whoops, then you don't have a suspect. You know nothing about plans to remove FBI agents, yet you're directly involved in those plans. In the words of an ex-FBI official, you are overseeing, and I quote, generational destruction of the nation's premier law enforcement agency. Mr. Patel, in just 8 months, you have assaulted the institutional integrity of the FBI. But I know FBI field agents. I've worked with them in Newark. No matter how truly bad you are, you can't undermine the legacy of agents who fight every day to keep us safe, but you can tarnish the integrity of the agency and undermine the agency's capacity. I believe you're failing as a leader, and that your failure does have serious implications for the safety and security of Americans and our families. We're more vulnerable to domestic and foreign attack because of your failures of leadership. I don't think you're fit to hand the bureau, but here's the thing, Mr. Patel. I think you're not going to be around long. I think this might be your last oversight hearing. Because as much as you supplicate yourself to the will of Donald Trump and not the Constitution of the United States of America, Donald Trump has shown us in his first term and in this term, he is not loyal to people like you. He will cut you loose. This may be the last time I have a hearing with you because I don't think you're long for your job. But I'm going to tell you this, I pray for you. I pray for you that you can step up and defend your oath, defend the Constitution, and do a much better job of defending this country. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Do you want to say anything?
Yes,
at this
sir.
point?
That rant of false information does not bring this country together. If you want to work on bringing this country, it's my time, not yours.
My God.
If
You're
you
gonna
want to
lecture
talk
me
about
dividing this country,
it is
I
my
follow
time.
you on your social media posts that
It is
tear
my
this country
time
apart.
to
There
address
should be a
your
unifying-
falsehoods.
Oh,
You
Senator
are an
Booker, you can try
embarrassment
all
to the
you
division
want
in this
to
country.
not take
Senator Booker,
responsibility
it is my time.
for what
You
you
had
have
your
said.
time.
Sir, you're
Your
making
time
a
is
mockery of this
over.
committee. Sir, you don't tell me my time is over.
You
The
know how
people
far
of New
we've
Jersey
come
tell me
since
what my
you
time
tell-
is.
Senator-
You can't lecture me.
You can tell me
Sir,
my
you
time's
have-
over?
You may be the charge of the
I'm not
FBI,
going anywhere.
but I am not afraid of you, sir.
Mr. Chairman,
Not afraid of you.
Mr. Chairman, point of order.
Senator Booker, I announced at the beginning of this meeting that this back and forth, talking over each other, doesn't work. And I said if that happened, I asked Patel not to respond, and I was going to give him some time after the senator's time was up to respond. And he has the privilege to do that uninterrupted.
Mr.
So
Chairman,
go-
one point of
Go
order.
ahead, Mr.
I've
Patel.
watched him talk over us, and you've never once criticized him for us not even being able to get our questions out.
Well,
He has been rude and
and-
disrespectful to senator after senator.
And when the senators were not giving him a chance to answer, I didn't stop the senator either. Go ahead, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If the FBI, under my 7-month leadership, were failing this administration in this country, why do we have 23,000 violent felons arrested this year alone? A double increase from that time last year. Why is it that we have seized 6,000 weapons? Why have we found 1,500 child predators and arrest them? Why have we 300 human traffickers in jail? Why have we found and identified 4,700 children? Why have we seized 1,600 kilograms of fentanyl, enough to kill a third of the American public, a 25% increase alone from last year? 88,000 kilograms of cocaine seized, 7,000 kilograms of meth seized, and that's just on our criminal operations in summer heat. How is it possible that we are taking 8 kilograms off the streets of the cities in New Jersey and preventing the deaths of 607,000 people this year alone, a failure of the FBI and my leadership? How is it that we have counterintelligence arrests already this year exceeding the numbers from the entirety of last year? 33% increase in PRC, 83% in Russia, 60% in the CI space as it relates to Iran, and we haven't even talked about CT, the southern border, the northern border.
So if you just watched that and felt like the explosion at the end was almost a distraction from how much substance came before it, you are right. Let me walk through what Booker actually built in that exchange because the foundation is more important than the fireworks. Booker opens with a reminder of what Patel said at his own confirmation hearing. He promised under oath that no one at the FBI would ever be fired for political reasons. Not a vague commitment, a specific promise, under oath, in the United States Senate. That promise lasted approximately as long as it took Patel to walk from the hearing room to his car. According to 3 career FBI officials now in federal court suing the administration, within minutes of the confirmation hearing ending, political appointees at the Justice Department began demanding a list of everyone who had ever worked on a Trump-related investigation. The lawsuit alleges Patel told the acting director directly that his bosses had instructed him to fire anyone on that list. Patel denies it, but 3 decorated career agents with spotless records are making that allegation under oath in federal court. The confirmation hearing promise and the day one actions cannot both be true. Then Booker names Brian Driscoll because Driscoll is the case that makes everything else concrete. Medal of Valor, Shield of Bravery Award, special agent in charge of the Newark field office, 20 years of service without a single blemish on his record, fired by a letter citing Article 2 of the Constitution as the authority. Article 2 gives executive power to the president. Patel is not the president. Citing Article 2 as the basis for an FBI director firing an agent is legally incoherent. And Booker points out the reason behind the firing that Patel will never say out loud. Driscoll resisted handing over a list of agents who had worked on January 6th investigations. He tried to protect career employees from a politically motivated purge. And for that, he got the Article 2 letter. And then Booker lays out the structural damage in terms that are hard to argue with. For the first time in the history of the FBI, neither the director nor the deputy director have a single day of prior FBI experience between them. 0. Not a day in the field. Not a day in a field office. Not a day in any investigation. 20% of FBI agents have been repeatedly surged to immigration enforcement, pulling them away from counterterrorism, cybersecurity, and the counterintelligence work they were actually hired to do. The Iran counterintelligence unit has been depleted at the exact moment the United States went to war with Iran. The domestic terrorism infrastructure has been dismantled. The Foreign Influence Operations Task Force is gone, and the budget Patel submitted to Congress cuts the FBI by nearly $500 million. The man who is hollowing out the Bureau is simultaneously asking Congress for less money to run it. And then Booker makes the Trump loyalty point that is both the most personal and the most historically accurate thing in the whole exchange. He looks at Patel and tells him to look at what Trump does to the people who serve him. He listed people who believe their loyalty would be enough. Hegseth, Bondi, Flynn, Cohen, Barr. Every single one of them gave Trump what he asked for and got cut loose the moment they became a liability or stopped being useful. Booker is not speculating. He is reading from the established pattern of a man who has been in public life for decades and has a documented and consistent record of abandoning even his most loyal allies the moment they stop serving his personal interests. And Patel, who has already fired Medal of Valor recipients and restructured an entire federal agency to serve Trump's political needs, is going to find out the same thing they all did. Patel's response tells you the argument landed. He does not rebut it. He does not name a single thing he said that was inaccurate. He calls Booker an embarrassment. He tells him his time is up as if he gets to decide when a United States senator's time ends. He accuses Democrats of dividing the country. And Booker's response is the one that closed the whole thing. You are going to lecture me about dividing the country. The gavel came down. And nothing Patel said addressed a single word of what Booker documented in the 5 minutes before that. Here is my take. The prediction Booker made is almost certainly right. Not because he has any special insight into Trump's thinking, but because the pattern is that clear. Trump has already fired more cabinet members and senior officials in 18 months than most presidents fire in an entire term. Hegseth survived longer than most predicted and is still there for now. Bondi is gone. Patel has been more aggressive, more loyal, and more willing to cross lines than almost anyone else in the administration. And none of that has historically been enough. The demand always escalates faster than the supply. What Booker told Patel to his face is the thing nobody inside Trump's orbit is allowed to say. You are not protected. You never were. And the agency you destroyed to prove your loyalty will not be there to protect you when the letter arrives. I really appreciate you watching. Make sure to check out this one. If you want more breakdowns like this, hit like and subscribe, drop a comment and tell me what you think.